The next day, when you walk towards the university, you can feel your heart beating fast in your chest. You're not sure why, but you have this nagging feeling that something is not right. As you approach the dean's office, you see a large crowd gathered around, whispering to each other in hushed tones. Your friend Lisa comes running towards you, her face pale and her eyes wide with shock. "Oh my God, have you heard?" She gasps, her voice trembling. Jeon was found dead yesterday. You feel your legs go weak and your stomach lurches with nausea. You can't believe what you're hearing. Jeon, the guy who used to harass you in university, is dead. You don't know how to feel about it. On one hand, he made your life a living hell, but on the other hand, you wouldn't wish death upon anyone. As you stand there, trying to process the shocking news, the police come out of the office and start gathering all the suspects. You watch as they question your classmates one by one, and your heart starts pounding harder and harder with each passing minute. Suddenly, one of the officers turns to you and calls your name. "Miss Y/Shen, we need to speak with you." You feel a lump form in your throat as you walk towards them, your mind racing with fear and panic. What could they possibly want to ask you? You had nothing to do with Yeon's death, did you? We've been told that his last unpleasant encounter was with you. Mr. Lee told us that you guys had an argument over something, he says while keeping his eyes pinned on you. You can feel your hands shaking and your voice quivering. Jeon, he used to harass me, you choke out. I tried to tell him multiple times, but he kept with his advances. So you killed him. The officer retorts, and your heartbeat goes up by a notch. You rapidly shook your head in a no. I never even killed a fly in my life, let alone kill a man. You gasped for a breath. The officer raises his eyebrows, his tongue prodding his cheeks. You're Kim Tae-young's sister, right? You nod, and he hunches forward, making you gulp. You know how crazy it would get for him if the word goes out. Imagine this. Newsflash. Kim Tae-young's sister is a major suspect in a murder that would so badly tarnish your brother's reputation. You narrow your eyebrows and say, "What's that supposed to mean?" The officer grits his teeth and growls, "Speak up whatever you know about this murder, and don't beat about the bush. It's better for you and your brother if the case is solved sooner than later." Officer, I swear I don't know anything. Trust me, please. I didn't even leave my house yesterday after arriving from university. I spent the entire day with my dog. You cry out with tears now flowing down your eyes. The officer's suspicion still doesn't waver, and he keeps staring at you with dark eyes. Fine, I need you to truthfully answer me the questions I'm going to ask you. Keyword, truthfully. We need it for the record. So he begins blasting you with questions after questions. You try to answer their questions as truthfully as possible, but you can't help feeling like you're being accused of something. As the investigation goes on, you start to feel more and more like a suspect. You can see the suspicion in the officer's eyes, and you can't help but wonder if they think you had something to do with Yeon's death. Your mind races with fear and panic as you try to remember every detail of your interactions with Jeon. Did you say something that could have provoked him? Did you do something that could have led to his death? Finally, after what seems like an eternity, the police release you from questioning. You stumble out of the office, feeling weak and shaky. You can't believe what just happened. Your mind is still reeling from the shock of Yeon's death and the suspicion of the police as you walk away. You can't help but wonder if you'll ever feel safe again. As you stumble out of the dean's office, you feel like the whole world is staring at you. You can feel the weight of everyone's suspicion and judgment on your shoulders. Lisa meets you in the hallway. Are you taking the ethology class today? She placed a comforting hand on your shoulder, and you shrugged in a reply. I don't know, Lisa. I don't feel like staying here in university today. Everything's been weighing on me, and I feel like I'll crush under the pressure. You just want to escape from all of this, to forget everything that's happened. Lisa seems to understand your need for distraction and suggests going on a friendly date to take your mind off things. We can go see the Cherry Blossom Festival, and yeah, there's this new bakery that opened. They've the best croissants in the city. Let's go, try them out. You hesitantly agree, grateful for her company anyway. Together, you skip university and head to the festival. Cherry blossom season is in full swing, so you couldn't help but be excited to see the colors it brings to nature. After that, you bundle off to the new bakery that Lisa had been wanting to try. As soon as you walk in, the delicious aroma of freshly baked croissants fills your senses, and you can feel your mood starting to lift. You and Lisa order a few croissants and some coffee and settle down at a table near the window. As you bite into the flaky, buttery pastry, you can feel yourself starting to relax. The warmth of the sun streaming in through the window and the pleasant chatter of other customers create a soothing atmosphere. For a few moments, you forget about everything that's been weighing you down. You and Lisa chat about everything and nothing, enjoying each other's company in the peaceful surroundings. You can feel a glimmer of hope start to shine through the darkness that's been consuming you. Maybe things will get better. Maybe you'll be able to move on from this tragedy. But for now, you're grateful for the small respite that Lisa has given you and the memory of those delicious croissants that managed to bring a smile to your face. You let out a sigh of relief as you finally step into your apartment after a long day. You head straight to the kitchen to whip up something to eat, your stomach rumbling in protest. Once you've eaten and checked up on your dog, you head back to your room. As you're about to enter and study, your phone beeps. It's a message from Lisa with the lecture notes you borrowed from her friend. You quickly download the notes and turn to switch on the lights, but as soon as you do, you gasp in shock. Jungkook is sitting on your bed, his back resting against the headboard as he plays a game on his phone. He looks up and smiles shyly at you, and you can't help but burst out laughing. How did you even get in here? You ask, still chuckling. Jungkook just shrugs, his expression morphing into a playful one as a mischievous grin plays on his lips. I have my ways, he says, his eyes glinting with amusement. You absolute dork. My brother is going to beat your ass if he sees me sneaking a mob boss into our humble abode. You shake your head, still laughing at the absurdity of the situation. You can't believe that Jungkook, of all people, managed to sneak into your apartment without you noticing. He sits up straight and points a finger at you. Correction, he'll beat your sneaky ass for hosting a hot mafia boss at your house. Your eyes go saucer wide, and you shriek in playful amusement. Hosting? Are you kidding me? You came uninvited. You cried out. He rolled his eyes and crossed his arms over his chest. Do I really need an invitation now? I got you a dog, come on. Of course, he was going to bring up Shelby. That's his only excuse to be here. Typical. I didn't know dogs were the new tokens for entry. You tusk and walk up to the nightstand to fetch your books. You pick them up and spread them out on your study table. You drag the chair out and settle into it, your back facing Jungkook. His eyes follow you, and then he replies. They've been for a while, but Luddites like you are so behind the times to know. You scrunch your face in confusion and whip your head back at him. What are Luddites? Are you sure you've read enough to get into a university, or was Taehyung offering 100 grand for that? He quips, and you only want to smack his handsome face. Twice. Shut up, I'm smart, okay? I've passed the annual exams with flying colors, you say, offended. He giggles at you, and you turn to your books again. You hear the bed creaking and the sounds of footsteps approaching. He stands behind your chair and hunches down, pushing his face closer to your neck. His breath was fanning on your neck, sending shivers to your entire body. I highly doubt that, else you would have known what Luddites are, he whispered into your ears. You look at him offended, completely ignoring the fact that his face was inches away from you. A pout plays on your lips, and you whine. Fine. Don't tell me. I missed my lecture today, so I have to study. You can go back now. You drag your chair towards the table, trying to get away from him. He smiles, biting his lips, and goes to lean against the table facing you. Why did you miss your lecture? He muttered. You lean into the table, with one hand propping up your chin, your elbow resting on the table, while your other hand idly flips through the pages of the book. I don't wish to tell you. Go away. Jungkook huffs and looks at you. All right, I'm sorry. Luddites are just people that are behind the times and are opposed to new technologies and ways. That's it. Now tell me what's wrong. You let out a deep breath and shut the book with a soft thud. You raise your cupped hands to your face and rub your tired eyes before sliding your fingers through your hair, pulling at the strands gently and letting them fall back into place. Jeon. He was murdered yesterday. You said, looking down at your book. The police were at our university today. They sat me down for an investigation. I'm the primary suspect, Appa. They think I murdered him. What? He cried out, surprised. I had the exact same reaction. How can I kill someone? I think twice even before shaking someone's hand. You sigh and look at him with droopy eyes. Younguk Appa, I didn't kill him. You know that, right? We talked over the phone yesterday. I was here, at home, all day. He gently takes your hands in his and guides you to stand up, walking with you towards the bed. You walk side by side, his touch tender and careful. You both sit down next to each other, sharing a quiet moment. First, I want you to calm down. All right, sweetheart. You nod, making a feeble attempt at smiling. You take a series of deep breaths, trying to get rid of the anxiety clouding your senses. Now, tell me everything again, and don't worry about anything. I'm here, I got you. You close your eyes to take a deep breath and begin explaining all the events of the day as if you're writing a diary entry. He sits through your slurred ramble and listens carefully. Does Taehyung or your mom know about this yet? He says after you're done, and you shake your head in a no. You know, and if you're so sure that you did no crime, then stick to what you believe. Let nobody's word affect that. What if the evidence turns against me? You say, nervously, your entire being shaking in unknown fear. The truth can't be hidden for long. Sooner or later, the murderer is going to come out. He looks at you with a warm, reassuring smile as he firmly grasps your hand. Despite your initial shock and disbelief, you can't help but feel a sense of warmth and comfort at the sight of Younguk sitting on your bed. It's almost as if he's managed to chase away some of the fear and panic that's been plaguing you since Jeon's death. As you nibble on your lips, you gaze at him with a sense of amusement. The previously mounting anxiety vanishes without a trace, replaced by a feeling of playful energy that takes over you. It's so funny. God, I never saw that coming. Younguk looks at you, confused. You try to bite back a laugh as you watch him frowning. I didn't know I'll be friends with the mafia boss, and then he'll be here comforting me. Goddamn it, if my brother finds out, he'll ground me for a year. He rolls his eyes and forces a smile playfully. I didn't know I'd be wasting my time here with a 5-year-old that doesn't know the basic decency to thank someone after they're done comforting them. He rants, and you can't help but laugh at him whining like a baby. He looks at you, offended. You suddenly burst into even greater fits of laughter. Your amusement overwhelms you to the point where you collapse onto the bed and curl up in a ball, grasping your stomach as it aches from the intensity of your laughter. It's not funny though, he says as you keep laughing at his face. He shakes his head in annoyance and gets up. Whatever, I'm leaving. Keep laughing like an idiot. Younguk, wait, you let out weakly as you watch him walking to your balcony. You hold back a giggle as you quickly run after him. Hey, Appa, I'm sorry. Listen to me. You call out to him. Too late, he shouts as he descended from the balcony with the skill of a professional freerunner, like scaling down the 2-story building was as effortless as stepping off a bed. You smile as you watch him disappear into darkness. I think I like you, Jeon Younguk. I think I like you very much, you say to yourself, and then retreat back to your bed, retiring for the night.